Have you ever wondered why some people seem to keep their spark well into their 80s, 90s, and even past 100? It's almost as if they've discovered a secret that the rest of us are still searching for. In Japan, particularly in places like Okinawa, you'll find men and women walking to the market in their 90s, tending gardens in their late years, and laughing with friends over simple meals that look nothing like what most of us eat today. What's fascinating is that many of these Japanese seniors are not just surviving into old age, they're thriving. They remain active, independent, and joyful in a way that feels almost rare in other parts of the world. And when researchers started looking closely at why, they noticed a pattern that all seemed to come back to food. Now, food may not sound like the most exciting answer at first. After all, we all eat every day. But what if I told you there was one food, eaten daily in Japan, that plays such a powerful role in keeping their bodies strong, their minds sharp, and their lives long? A food so simple that you could start enjoying it today without any complicated changes or fancy supplements. This isn't a magic pill or some expensive superfood being advertised on late-night television. It's an ordinary ingredient with extraordinary benefits, one that has been part of Japanese meals for centuries. Before I tell you exactly what it is, let's take a step back and think about why this matters for us, especially after 50. Our bodies begin to change in ways we can't ignore. Energy dips more quickly, joints feel a little stiffer, and even the foods that once seemed harmless can leave us feeling sluggish. And while it's true that aging is a natural process, how we fuel ourselves can make all the difference between simply getting older and actually living with vitality. What's inspiring about the Japanese way of eating is that it proves aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean wisdom, resilience, and a kind of health that carries us well into the years most people don't expect to see. So, let's talk about this remarkable food. The one that stands out among Japanese centenarians is soy, often in the form of miso soup, tofu, or natto. For many of us, soy might just be an ingredient in a stir-fry or something we've seen on the shelves without giving much thought to it. But in Japan, soy is woven into everyday life. Think of a steaming bowl of miso soup served at breakfast, tofu cubes added to light meals, or natto with its strong flavor that locals swear by. This isn't just tradition, it's nutrition at its finest. Soy is rich in plant-based protein, which helps keep muscles strong even as we age. That's important because after 50, muscle naturally starts to decline if we don't actively protect it. Strong muscles don't just make it easier to climb stairs or carry groceries. They keep us steady, reduce falls, and allow us to stay independent. Imagine yourself 10 or 20 years from now, still gardening, traveling, or picking up your grandkids with ease. That's what maintaining muscle through good nutrition can give you. But soy has another secret. It contains compounds called isoflavones, which act in the body a little like estrogen. For women, this is especially powerful during and after menopause, when natural estrogen levels fall. Isoflavones help support bone health, reduce hot flashes, and may even protect the heart. For men, soy is just as beneficial, supporting cardiovascular health and helping manage cholesterol. Heart disease is one of the biggest threats as we age, and the Japanese show us that simple foods can offer protection where medicine often steps in too late. Another reason soy plays such an important role in longevity is how it supports balance. The meals in Japan are not heavy or overloaded with calories. Instead, they're light, nourishing, and full of variety. A bowl of rice, some vegetables, a little fish, and yes, always a serving of soy in some form. This balance means the body isn't overwhelmed with excess sugar or unhealthy fats, and digestion works smoothly without straining the system. Think about how you feel after a big, heavy meal. Sluggish, tired, maybe even uncomfortable. Now compare that with the feeling of finishing a meal that leaves you satisfied but still light on your feet. That's the experience Japanese seniors are having, day after day, year after year. And here's the part that really stands out. Soy isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. Studies have shown that diets rich in soy are linked with lower rates of dementia, fewer bone fractures, and even reduced risk of certain cancers. When you look at the faces of Japanese centenarians, you don't just see age, you see vitality. You see men and women who still gather with friends, who smile often, who contribute to their communities, and who live with a kind of ease that many of us would love to have. You don't need to live in Japan to benefit from this. You don't even need to make dramatic changes to your diet. A simple start might be adding miso soup a few times a week, swapping in tofu for meat in a meal, or sprinkling edamame into your salad. These little choices add up over time. And just like climbing a mountain begins with a single step, building longevity begins with small habits that slowly shape a healthier life. Now, imagine yourself making that shift. Instead of feeling weighed down after meals, you feel energized. Instead of worrying about brittle bones or weakened joints, you feel reassured knowing you're strengthening them with every bite. And instead of viewing aging as something to fear, you see it as a chapter to embrace, filled with possibility and strength. That's the gift this simple food offers, and it's why it has become such an important part of the Japanese story of longevity. So, as we continue exploring what allows Japanese seniors to live such long, vibrant lives, keep in mind that it isn't about a complicated plan or chasing after the latest trend. It's about simple, consistent choices that nourish not just the body, but the spirit as well. And soy, in its many forms, is one of the most powerful examples of that. When you think about it, food is never just food. It's culture, it's memory, it's the rhythm of daily life. And in Japan, soy isn't treated as a health fad or some special diet food. It's simply part of who they are, built into their traditions for generations. That's an important lesson for us, because the easiest healthy habits are the ones that don't feel like a chore. They're the ones that blend naturally into our routines until we hardly notice we're doing them. Take miso soup, for example. In many Japanese households, this warm, savory broth is the first thing served in the morning. It might sound unusual compared to our typical toast or cereal, but think about how nourishing it must feel to start your day with something gentle on the stomach, full of probiotics, minerals, and protein. Instead of spiking your blood sugar first thing, you're giving your body a steady, calming foundation to carry you through the morning. Over time, that kind of start doesn't just affect how you feel day to day. It shapes your overall health in powerful ways. And it's not just about the nutrients themselves. Miso is a fermented food, and fermentation brings its own unique benefits. The good bacteria created during this process support your gut health. And science now shows that gut health is deeply connected to everything from immunity to mood. When your digestion is smooth and balanced, you absorb nutrients better, your energy stays steadier, and even your mind feels clearer. Many Japanese seniors credit their daily miso soup not just with physical health, but with a sense of comfort, a feeling that they're caring for themselves in the simplest of ways. Then there's tofu, which has an almost magical versatility. In Japan, it appears in countless forms: silken tofu added to soups, firm tofu grilled or sautéed, and even tofu desserts that surprise visitors with how light and tasty they can be. What makes tofu so remarkable is how it provides high-quality protein without the heaviness of meat. For people over 50, this is a game changer. Heavy, fatty meats can be harder to digest and can contribute to health problems over time. But tofu offers the nourishment your muscles and bones need without placing stress on your system. You finish a tofu-based meal feeling satisfied, not sluggish. Now, there's one soy food in particular that has become a bit famous among longevity researchers, and that's natto. If you've never seen it before, natto is fermented soybeans, and to be honest, it has a strong smell and a sticky texture that many people outside Japan find challenging at first. But here's the thing, what it lacks in visual appeal, it more than makes up for in health benefits. Natto is rich in a unique enzyme called nattokinase, which supports circulation and may help reduce the risk of blood clots. For older adults, that's especially important, because healthy blood flow means better heart health, stronger brain function, and lower risk of stroke. In a country where so many live past 100, it's no coincidence that natto plays such a central role in their diet. But perhaps the most powerful lesson from Japan isn't just about soy itself, but about how it fits into a broader lifestyle. Meals are typically smaller, eaten slowly, and often shared with others. There's even a concept called harahachi bu, which means eating until you're about 80% full. Imagine how much easier it would be on your digestion, your weight, and your energy if you stopped eating when you felt satisfied rather than stuffed. This mindful way of eating allows the body to process food gently, and over decades it adds up to fewer health problems and greater longevity. And then there's the joy factor. Food in Japan isn't just fuel, it's an experience. Meals are colorful, balanced, and often include many small dishes rather than one big plate. This variety ensures that no one nutrient is overloaded, and it keeps eating enjoyable. Think about the difference between staring at a large heavy meal versus a table filled with small portions of vegetables, rice, fish, and, yes, soy. Which one do you think would leave you feeling lighter, happier, and more nourished? That joy in food carries over into community as well. Elderly Japanese men and women often gather with neighbors, family, or friends to share meals, and that social connection is another hidden ingredient in their longevity. Eating with others reduces stress, boosts mood, and gives life a sense of rhythm and belonging. We sometimes forget that health isn't only about what's on the plate, but also about the laughter and conversation that happen around it. For those of us looking to bring some of this wisdom into our own lives, it doesn't have to be complicated. Starting small is the key. Maybe it's adding a simple miso soup to your breakfast once a week, trying tofu in your stir-fry, or picking up edamame as a snack instead of chips. Each little step is a way of saying yes to your health, yes to more energy, and yes to the possibility of living not just longer but better. And remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Japanese seniors didn't get where they are by following a strict set of rules overnight. They grew up with these habits, and over time they shaped who they became. You have the same power to make small adjustments that, when added up, can transform how you feel in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. As you reflect on this, think about how you want to feel in the years ahead. Do you want mornings filled with stiffness and fatigue? Or do you want to wake up energized and ready to enjoy your day? Do you want meals that weigh you down or meals that lift you up? The choices you make today will shape those answers. And that's the beauty of looking at places like Japan for inspiration. They remind us that longevity isn't about luck. It's about lifestyle. What's truly remarkable about the Japanese approach to food is how it turns something ordinary into a quiet form of medicine. Every meal is a chance to strengthen the body, calm the mind, and nourish the spirit. And soy is at the center of it, not as a trendy health food, but as a trusted companion through every stage of life. When you step back and think about it, it's not just the nutrients in soy that matter. It's the consistency. Day after day, year after year, these seniors are filling their bodies with the kind of fuel that helps them stay resilient. That steady rhythm is what protects them against the wear and tear of time. Science is now catching up to what tradition has always known. Studies have shown that people who eat more soy have lower rates of heart disease, stronger bones, and even improved cognitive health. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing you're not just living longer but protecting your independence along the way. Think about how good it would feel to walk confidently without worrying about a fall, to keep your memory sharp enough to recall every story and every name, to laugh with your grandchildren and still have the energy to play. That's what these small dietary choices can give you. And here's something else worth noticing. Japanese seniors don't just rely on soy alone. Their meals are filled with vegetables, fish, seaweed, and rice, and their lifestyles involve movement, purpose, and connection. But soy stands out as the anchor, the steady source of protein and balance that ties it all together. In a world where so much of our food is processed, sugary, and heavy, their reliance on something so natural and simple feels refreshing. It reminds us that health doesn't have to come from complicated formulas or expensive powders. It can come from the foods that have been nourishing humans for centuries. You might be thinking, can it really be that simple? Could adding soy to your meals actually help you feel stronger and live longer? And the answer is yes, not because soy is a miracle cure, but because it works with the body in gentle, powerful ways. It helps muscles, bones, the heart, and even the brain. It fills you up without weighing you down. It allows you to enjoy food that is both satisfying and protective at the same time. When combined with other healthy habits like regular movement, meaningful relationships, and a sense of purpose, it creates the foundation for a long, vibrant life. The beautiful truth is that it's never too late to start. Even if you didn't grow up eating miso soup for breakfast or tofu for dinner, you can begin now. You can choose to bring a little of that Japanese wisdom into your own kitchen. You might try a warm bowl of miso soup instead of a heavy breakfast. Toss edamame into your salad for a colorful boost. Or swap a few meat-based meals each week with tofu stir-fry. These aren't drastic changes, but over time, they can lead to a body that feels younger, a mind that stays sharper, and a life that stretches years further than you ever imagined. What I hope you take away from this is that longevity isn't reserved for people in faraway countries. It's available to you too. Every time you choose something nourishing, every time you stop eating at just the right moment instead of overindulging, every time you share a meal with someone you love, you are giving yourself the same gifts that Japanese seniors enjoy. You are building a future where aging is not a burden but a celebration of all the years you've lived and all the years still to come. So, as you go about your day, remember this one simple truth. Health is built in the small moments. It's built in the foods you choose, the way you savor your meals, and the company you keep at the table. If the Japanese have shown us anything, it's that a long life doesn't happen by accident. It's created with intention, with joy, and with care. If you've found this inspiring, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried adding soy foods like tofu, miso, or edamame into your meals? Do you notice how they make you feel? Share your experiences in the comments, because your story might encourage someone else to take that first step toward better health. And if you'd like more uplifting and practical ideas to help you live stronger, healthier, and happier after 50, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Together, we can create a community where growing older means growing better. Here's to living with vitality, to making choices that honor your body, and to discovering that one food, one habit, and one change at a time, you can build a life that doesn't just last, but shines.